Hello, BookTube. This is a bookshelf tour for bookcase number 4, the big wall bookcase, second shelf, part 4. Now we're really into philosophy books. We've moved through books about books, books about language, meditations on reading, some stuff on thesauruses and dictionaries. And now we're into philosophy. So start right off here. The Oxford Dictionary of Philosophy by Simon Blackburn. He's a professor of philosophy at the University of Cambridge. He was previously Edna J. Corey Distinguished Professor of Philosophy at the University of North Carolina. He was a fellow and tutor at Pembroke College, Oxford, from 69 to 90. And that matters. This is the second edition, by the way. So now we're in the type of work, science, philosophy, history, where the background and the accomplishments of the writers matter. Just like an encyclopedia with unsigned articles, even apparatus like bibliographies for further research, those sort of things. This is what you look for in these books. So this one was Oxford University Press. Second edition is 2005. The original came back in 94. So these are short, a dictionary to assist you when you're studying philosophy. So doubt, Cartesian. See, method of doubt. So they refer you to another. Dogma. In general, belief held unquestioningly with undefended certainty. And it goes on. Evidence. That which raises or lowers the probability of a proposition. The central questions of epistemology is the structure of this process and its ultimate rationale. So then it would have people. Paul Karl Feyerabend, Johann Gottlieb Fichte, Feuerbach. I use this when I'm reading philosophy, and I used to use it when I was doing papers on philosophy. Just as general reference work, a place to start. I also use another one very similar. This is the Oxford Guide to Philosophy. It's a little different than a dictionary. This one is edited by Ted Honderich. Let's see here. I have trouble getting hold of the page for some reason. It is 2005. It was originally published as the Oxford Companion to Philosophy. So I don't know why they changed the name. So here you'd have some philosophers, more in-depth articles. Some of you should recognize these folks. The top two from the Existentialist Cafe, which has been reviewed here several times. Not by me, but on other channels. Excellent book. So this is Other Minds, Ortega Gasset, Original Position, Indian Philosophy. So it's a good guide. Then this is a multi-volume work. I've had this for years. It's a softbound thing, as you can see. It's in 5 volumes, which includes an index. And it's published by Charles Scribner's and Sons Publishers. It's the Dictionary of the History of Ideas. Let's see when this came out. So Philip P. Weiner is the editor-in-chief. This volume, Volume 1, is Abstraction and the Formation of Concepts to Design Argument. Obviously, you go alphabetically. This came out in 1968, and this paperback version is from 1973. Gives you a managing... let's see if I do this. Editorial board, and right off the bat, the first one is Isaiah Berlin. It's illustrated. pretty much, you got in-depth articles. So beauty of the mind, beauty in the mid-19th century. Very detailed. And as you'll notice, and I'll show you here, these articles are signed. Let's see if you can see it right there. And further reading, which is important. You want to know where it comes from. So the first one is Studies and Select Pivotal Ideas, Volume 1. So I already said what it was, right? Let me double check here. So Abstraction to the Formation of Concepts to the Design Argument. Volume 2 would be a little hard to handle here. Despotism to the Common Law. Volume 3 will be Concept of Law to Protest Movements. Volume 4 is Psychological Ideas in Antiquity to Zeitgeist. So here's an example. So the article's signed. There's a bibliography. There's the article. And you need all that to properly deal with these, to make these useful for you. So if you're doing research, you want to know who's giving you the information. And here is a very good index for the work, the entire set. And so very useful, very handy to have. Next one here is sort of a popularization. It's one of those DK publishing books, which I happen to like. I think for their type, they're wonderful. This is Brian McGee, The Story of Thought, The Essential Guide to History of Western Philosophy. So it's the other end of the spectrum from what we just did. This is a popularization, which has its place. I mean, this is 1998, so there's the table of contents. So you already know this is going to be heavily illustrated. And it's an overview of Western philosophy. And quite fun. Fun to dip into. And then finally, we looked at Bertrand Russell already, big illustrated thing. This here is A History of Western Philosophy. Obviously a reprint. This even has barcode on it. This is a Touchstone book published by Simon & Schuster, New York, 1972, and it was originally published in 1945. So it's ancient philosophy, before and after Aristotle, Catholic philosophy, modern philosophy. So this is a good history. Again, like the other Bertrand Russell, definitely from Bertrand Russell's point of view. Death of Socrates right there. So that's the fourth part of the second shelf of the fourth Big Wall bookcase. Thank you, BookTube.